Hi there, it's Harry here from Photosynthesis. And if you're seeing this video, it's because you've got your lamp terrarium kit in front of you and you are ready to build. Now, feel free to skip through this video as fast or as slowly as you like. One thing that we really encourage with your build or basically creating with photosynthesis is to really focus on the experience. You want to try to give yourself a bit of time, have a big deep breath, relax, set aside a bit of space for yourself and really just enjoy the process. Today we're going to be making a little rainforest in our lamp. This is our small lamp terrarium. We've got our large option, but we're doing the little one today. We're going to be utilizing the terrarium tweezers, which are an optional extra, and I'm actually going to be making a little funnel. So I really recommend just using a little piece of paper, but the funnels just really help to be a bit more precise with our decorations. So because we've got quite a small opening, I'm going to be going quite tight with my funnel. And what I can do is just check this is going to be suitable once I've made it. But yeah, you more than easily can make this without the funnel, but I just find it does definitely help to get those last pits of sand. I'm nice and fine there. I could probably go a little bit tighter, but we'll see. Oh no, it bounced out. I'm utilizing a piece of laminate sheeting. Perfect. The laminate's good if you're going to reuse it. Otherwise, just a little piece of card or piece of paper is going to work just fine. So I'm going to just go over all of the ingredients, what they do, and how it all works. So we're building a rainforest. We have our evaporation working upwards, condensation working downwards, humidity sitting in the middle. We're trying to aim at a humidity of 100% pretty much all the time. So it's quite a harsh ecosystem. The amount of moisture getting around is pretty much similar to an aquarium. We have water in the air all over the plants all the time, okay? So our first layer that's going into our beautiful rainforest is our drainage layer, or the bottom layer. That's basically just holding water that's not getting used as the cycle does its thing. So we might not need all of them, but we're just trying to make an even coverage across the bottom of the vase. A little bit more. Shake it around. A little bit left. Filling the vase there. And then I've got my charcoal. This is what we call the filtration layer. This is what's cleaning the water as it goes around. I would just use all of it, chuck it in. You get a couple of naughty pieces every now and then that don't fit. Don't worry, we've got more than enough in there. Now, the only time that the charcoal can, affect you rather than the build is if you have a big chunk like this press up against the glass. So what I'm going to do is just use my tweezers and bring that bit back. Try not to dig too much of a hole, but just so that then I don't have a big thing that's going to interrupt the design. Now I've got my base. I will be using my separation layer. So in here, the job of this layer is basically just to create a buffer between where the plants are and the moisture is. So I'm just going to be sprinkling this in. And I probably won't need all of this. I'm basically just filling in the voids of all of those big rocks. So this is my base. I've got my drainage layer, my charcoal, and my separation layer. Now, where I go from here just basically determines how I'm going to make my main focal point, where I'm going to be placing my plants. This determines whether I'm going to do more of an island build, where I build up mainly into the center, or if I'm building like this, where I've got a kind of low front and a higher back effect. So what I'm going to be doing today is the low front, higher back effect. I find this is the most effective most effective build for this vase, mainly because you get a really nice coverage through that focal point building up into where the plants are. So You've got the only factor that you really have to think about is that you've got the P logo on the front of the vase. So that's whether I put it at the front or the back. I'm going to wrap it today, put it right up the front, and I'm just tilting my vase slightly back, and then I'm going to be using my soil, and I'm building my soil into that area. And it's going to make a really nice natural slope just from tilting the vase. And what I'm trying to do, I'm actually, as I pour, I'm allowing the soil to mound up directly in the middle. And then I've got my kind of island effect happening. So you can go higher if you want. I guess like we're trying to maintain that it is a garden. We want to have room for growth. I feel like that's nice and high. I'm now going to utilize the funnel that we just made, and I'm going to put in my beach sand here. So I've got my sand funnel going in. Oh, it's maybe too fat. Hang on. Shove it in. Tilt. Let's go without it. I'm going to tilt forwards now. I'm going to put my beach along the front. No funnel required. Let's see how we can go. Oh, we can like tilt back and then we tilt back forward. And this is where we just want to take our time. And don't stress if you get a little bit of sand on the actual dirt itself. We're now going to utilize the larger rocks to try to cover that. So I've got my decorative rocks here. I've kind of got my little beach there, and then I've got my mountain effect happening. In here, we have a few little surprises for you. We've got our beautiful glow-in-the-dark turtles, which look amazing on your little sandy beach. But then these larger rocks are what I'm looking for. I'm trying to use the rock, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I get my rock, and I'm actually going to start to plunge it, plunge it into the dirt. And I've got like a little bit of a mixture happening with my charcoal and my soil. That's no worries. And then now I'm going to get another one, and I'm just going to create that shape through there. And in really simple terms, you're building your shape and then you're planting into it. So we're just trying to create a little bit of shape, utilizing the larger rocks and the little ones as well. There's really no wrong way that you can do this. You just got to try to enjoy the process. I've got my island happening. It would have been easier if I had a bit of a finer funnel, something with a little bit more, I guess, precision, but you can still see that it's super easy just to place our rocks in. So you could play all day like that. I'm now going to get my plants in. So we've got our live moss, and you should have 3 little Phytonias and a vining variety. I usually will do my moss fairly early on, and the moss, we just grab it out, rip it up. Everywhere you put the moss, it's going to grow. So the small little pieces allow us to get a bit of a bigger coverage, and it also lets you feather it into smaller areas like in between rocks. And I just try to make this look nice and natural. And it can grow pretty much anywhere, on a rock, on the sand, but I find I get the most like pretty natural look when it's actually in the soil. I'm just trying, as a tip, to try to separate my moss from where my plants are. And that's because if I plant directly on top of my moss, sometimes the moss can kind of outcompete the plant, and it can be a little bit too, I guess, of a quick growth. So I'm trying to have a section where my plants can take hold really nicely. So then my plants, I just got to grab them out and plonk them in. Anywhere they're touching soil, they're going to grow. I've got a big naughty piece of charcoal here. I'm actually going to take this piece out if I can. I've got the plant. Oh my God, there we go. That way you've got enough charcoal. If you get an annoying little bit that starts to come to the top, you can always just yank it out. So from here, we call this the design phase. It's unlimited. You can make pretty much anything that you can think of. You just got to really take your time and try not to go too crazy at the start, but if you've got a bit of an idea, you get a little inspo, just play, have some fun. And now, I'm sorry, I've turned this around so that I can see it. I've got my moss sitting up the top, my low beach here, and my plants are starting to go in. And now these guys, just from this guy touching soil, it's gonna grow. I'm gonna kind of use it as like a front cover, and then I've got my plants building up through the middle. Bit more moss. Get my rocks, shove it on top of the moss. And then now with my last plant, I'm just gonna poke that in, and then we'll be ready to water. And the water really helps to sort of clean it all up and get those nice contrasts washing your rocks. So you can literally play all day. I've got my low front. I might do a couple of extra rocks in there, but I'm just going to show you the watering. So when I'm doing my watering, I'm just going for a complete saturation. I'm going to wet all the way down to my drainage layer so that if there's barely any, as in just so that the cycle can commence. That's what I'm trying to say. So I recommend using a sprayer. You can use like a teaspoon or something like that, but it's actually just quite tricky to measure the amount of water that we want in there. So I'm spraying against the glass, just kind of like across onto there, and I'm trying to make a stream of water that's coming down into that drainage layer. And we just go all the way around like this, and then the way I can check if it's working, I'm just trying to do my last sprays, whoops, and then I am checking in my layers. I'm trying to notice signs of moisture working into those last little layers of rocks down there. So I'm gonna do a couple extra sprays. We don't wanna go too crazy. We don't really want like a puddle of water through here, but we just wanna notice the moisture in the layers. I try to go a bit light on at the very beginning of my terrarium just so everything can settle in, but as long as you've done a fair few good sprays in there, you should have more than enough moisture for it to be fine. I'm going to plop my terrarium cleaner on there. So I've got my little magnet rock, and that's on the glass, and then we have our lamp. So this just screws into here, and then now, whoops, I'm trying not to break the vase before we finish. And on your lamp, you have the touch sensor there, and you have your beautiful rainforest. And in terms of care, we recommend about 3 to 4 weeks from now, it'll be time to water your terrarium again. But all we want to do is monitor the moisture levels in your layers. If you notice the moisture, it's fine, leave it alone. If you look in here and you notice that there's any kind of dry area, then it will be time to give it a drink. If you can't tell, we recommend you just water it, and you'll notice the moisture either going into the layers where it was quite dry, so it absorbs quite quickly, or if it's quite wet, you won't really notice much change. So we just do a little spray and then you can tell. But yeah, ultimately enjoy your little work of art.